Welcome to today's Explainer. Imagine, just for a second, having an 18-year veteran business consultant sit down with you for a one-on-one mentorship masterclass. Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're pulling insights directly from Joinal Abdin. He's the founder and CEO of Trade and Investment Bangladesh to uncover the absolute top 10 startup opportunities and the real, no-nonsense roadmap to actually scaling a business. So, whether you're a total novice hunting for that very first big idea or an informed founder looking to fine-tune your strategy, you are absolutely in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this with a quick reality check right up front. Look, it's so easy to get caught up in the pure glamour of being a founder, right? But as Joinal Abdin points out, entrepreneurship is not some get-rich-quick scheme. No way. Successful businesses are built on hard work, intense discipline, and most importantly, solving actual real-world market problems, instead of just blindly chasing whatever the latest trend is. That foundational mindset is exactly what we're going to build on today.
So here's our roadmap for the Explainer. First, we've got the Mentor's Playbook for validating ideas. Second, we'll hit the top 10 most profitable opportunities. Third, the operational grunt work of scaling. Fourth, exactly why new entrepreneurs fail. And finally, a definitive startup readiness checklist. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Mentor's Business Playbook.
Now, Abdin leverages his incredibly extensive background in export consulting and trade policy to guide new founders, specifically in fast-growing economies like Bangladesh. And his methodology? It demands that before you spend a single dollar, literally before your wallet even opens, your business concept has got to hit these specific marks. First, it absolutely must solve a real market problem. It has to demonstrate growing demand and, this is key, require an investment you can actually manage. Beyond that, it needs to offer reasonable profit margins, scale over time, and crucially, match your actual capabilities. Let me tell you, missing even one of these is a massive, massive risk.
Moving on to Section 2, the top 10 startup opportunities. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is we aren't just reading off some random list. We're actually categorizing these top 10 most profitable opportunities by their required capital and the sector. On the lower end, requiring a small investment of about 2 to 15 lakh BDT, that's Bangladeshi taka by the way, you have service-based industries like a digital marketing agency or an e-commerce store. Moving up to the medium investment tier, so 15 to 50 lakh, you enter sectors like food processing or garment accessories. And finally, requiring up to 100 lakh, we see heavy manufacturing. Think commercial dairy farming or plastics. The capital really dictates the industry here, but remember, a high investment doesn't automatically mean it's a better business for a beginner. Out of all 10 of those, Abdin strongly recommends these 5 specifically for first-generation founders. We're looking at food processing and packaging, digital marketing, garment accessories manufacturing, e-commerce, and agro-based exports. So what's the common thread here? Well, the crucial point is that these specific 5 businesses perfectly balance rapidly growing market demand with highly accessible entry barriers. They don't require the massive physical infrastructure of, say, a plastics factory, but they still solve immediate, pressing market needs. It's a real sweet spot.
Okay, Section 3. Operations and global scaling.
Selecting the right idea, well, that's just step 1. The real profit is actually generated inside the operational engine room. Just look at the extreme operational differences between 2 of the top ideas we just discussed. If you start a digital marketing agency, you need maybe 200 to 500 square feet. Honestly, you could easily do that from your living room, right? You just need some computers and software subscriptions. But if you venture into something like poultry feed manufacturing, wow, you are looking at 3,000 to 10,000 square feet of industrial space, heavy machinery like hammer mills and pellet machines, and massive storage for raw materials like maize and soybean meal. It's like comparing apples and tractors. You have to understand exactly what kind of daily operational footprint you're signing up for before you launch.
Let's move to the next part and see how this builds, because those local operations are the absolute foundation for global scaling, especially for physical products like agro-exports. Abdin's roadmap insists you cannot just magically jump straight to international shipping. It's a process. Step 1 is mastering local product sourcing and quality management. You've got to get the basics down perfectly. Step 2 requires implementing strict international packaging standards. Only in Step 3 do you tackle the complex beast of export documentation. And finally, Step 4 is engaging in buyer-seller matchmaking. That means utilizing networks like chambers of commerce to find verified international partners. It is a very deliberate, step-by-step climb to the top.
Section 4. Why new entrepreneurs fail.
All right, we have to strip away the glamour of those high profit margins for a second and look at the actual pitfalls that destroy promising startups. Abdin categorizes these fatal errors really clearly. On the left, we have the amateur mistakes. Things like starting without any market research or that classic trap of trying to run way too many businesses at once. But on the right, well, these are the silent killers. Poor financial records that absolutely destroy your cash flow, a lack of marketing visibility, and finally, hiring the wrong people. Let me be clear, poor hiring can quietly destroy a venture from the inside out, no matter how brilliant your initial idea was. It's literally a business killer.
Bringing us to Section 5, your startup readiness checklist.
It is time for the ultimate evaluation of your own business concept using Abdin's proven success formula. Before you even think about launching, you must be able to confidently answer these 4 categories of questions. First, market. Is there a real demand, and what is your unique advantage over the competitors? Second, financial. Exactly how much capital do you need, and what's your realistic break-even point? Third, operational. Where are you sourcing your raw materials, and who exactly is managing the daily quality control? And fourth, growth. Can this business scale locally, and eventually, can it be exported? Answering these questions honestly, and I mean really honestly, is absolutely the key to surviving that chaotic first year in business.
So what does this all mean? We're going to leave you with this final provocative thought. You now have the Mentor's Roadmap. You know the top opportunities, the operational realities, and the precise reasons why startups fail. So take a hard look at your own business idea. Does it solve a real market problem, or are you just following a fleeting trend? Take this knowledge, draft a thorough, written business plan, start small, and build something sustainable. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.